Good morning, my classy people. Wayne Bolden. It's Thursday morning. I'm here at the Speed King channel, of course. Thanks for joining us. And as always, please turn your closed captions on. And remember, tip sheets will be available for Saratoga, which opens today for a 40-day meet. And you can email me at speedking24@yahoo.com. Well, we're going to take a look at a stake race on Friday over at Saratoga. It's the Wilton Stakes, right? For 135,000 3-year-old girls. They're in town, of course, 1 flat mile, and it's a field of 5. Now, let me digress for a minute. You know, I get all excited about these meets coming up, the Saratoga meets, the Del Mar meets, you know, the big meets, right? And then when I open up the entries, I just get disappointed. The Wilton Stakes have 5 horses in it, right? For 135,000. Chad Brown has 2. Okay, not against Chad Brown or any other trainers, but from a sports standpoint or from a fan standpoint, how is that attractive? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, we're just trying to really kill racing altogether. And by the way, on Saturday, the Grade 1 Diana Stakes, right? There's 5 horses in a $500,000 race, and 4 of them Chad Brown has. Again, nothing against Chad Brown. He's just running his horses. But from an industry standpoint, from a fan standpoint, how is that attractive? I mean, I'm no genius here, but geez, man, it's just, far cry from the NHL, the NBA, the whatever, MLB. I mean, there's just nothing attractive about getting fans to come and watch this or participate in horse racing. But I digress. Anyway, let's take a look at Friday's race. Race number 4 on the card, the Wilton Stakes. Restricted for 3-year-old fillies, of course, 1 flat mile for 135,000. We'll run through all 5. I won't take long doing this. The number 1 horse, Just Catherine. Well, Just Catherine's not a bad filly. I mean, you know, she's by Justify for sure on the back end by Medagliadora. Beautiful bloodline. 1 win from 5 starts. Javier Castellano, and she's only a winner of 1. Maiden special race that she won back there at Gulfstream Park in March, and subsequently ran in the Gulfstream Oaks, got her head blown off, ran 8th, and then in the allowance claiming race ran 3rd. So the number 1 horse in the Wilton just shouldn't beat these horses, and it's going to be a toss for me. The number 2 horse in the race is Unsung Melody. Well, I kind of like this one here. Unsung Melody do have two wins to her credit from 5 starts by McLean Music, by the way. The old Jackie Warrior sire, right? McLean Music. This one's pretty fast by Bodemeister on the back end. Trained by Ortiz, of course, John Ortiz, and you got my boy Louis in the race. Well, again, this one's running 3 maiden races and 2 allowance races. Now, coming off the best race of the 5 in here with the best speed figure and pace number. So I'm actually going to use Unsung Melody as my top pick because she's 5-1 on the morning line. Okay, and I think that she could be able to get to the front. So the number 2 horse, Unsung Melody, again, looked like she doesn't have the class, but these are young horses. They're improving. Maybe she can go gate the wire. Does have a beautiful speed figure her last race on June 18th at Ellis Park. Stepping up to the big stage here at Saratoga, if you want to call it that. And the number 3 horse, well, Sacred Wish. Well, Sacred Wish is the horse that the buzz is around, of course. To me, she's never done anything, so I'm not sure why. What's all the hubbub with Sacred Wish? She's only a winner of 1 from 5 starts. Trained by George Weaver and Johnny V's in the Orange. That's great, right? And of course, she's by Not This Time on the back end by Indian Charlie. So that suggests distance and speed, but she's just really never done anything. I mean, she would have to improve tremendously. She's one of the favorites in here. I don't like Sacred Wish at all in this spot. The number 3 horse is 7-2, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the number 3 off the ticket. So the number 1 and the number 3, to me, I tossed off the ticket, right? You know, the old Catherine horse, the number 1, and Sacred Wish, the number 3 horse. And now we get to the last 2 horses in the race. It's Chad Brown's horse, of course. The number 4 horse is Exceed. Well, to me, Exceed may be, I wouldn't say the horse to beat, but both of the Chad Brown horses you're going to have to try to get around some way, somehow. Exceed is by Into Mischief, by Missing Mass on the back end. Flavian Pratt's in the yards, 1 win from 3 starts. Speed figures are okay. The last one in the Acorn Stake where she ran 5th. She didn't run that well, and that's okay because 2 back in the 8 bells she ran lights out. She ran pretty good. She only ran 3rd, but she did run a beautiful race. And I like to bet fillies off of an off race, not their top race, right? Because fillies have a tendency to react off of top efforts more than the colts. So I do like to bet fillies coming in on it, all what I consider an off race and not one of their top races. But again, Exceed is obviously one of the horses to beat. Is 8-5 on the morning line. Chad Brown, the number 4 horse, will be our 3rd pick in here. And the last horse in the race is Randomized. Okay, that is another Chad Brown horse. Randomized is by Night Chris, by Elusive Quality on the back end. 1 win from 3 starts, of course. The horse has a speed figure 2 back when she broke her maiden at Aqueduct on March 31st. That absolutely will crush this field. Okay? That race on the 31st of March at Aqueduct, if she ever ran that race and nobody else in here improved, Randomized will run out of the TV screen. But after that race on March 31st, she came back June 9th after about 2.5 months off in the Egg Corner. She ran 6. And ran a bad speed figure, or one that is not as good as her maiden race on the 31st of March. Now, like I just said, I like that because she has something to run back to. So to me, Randomized is the horse to beat and will be our 2nd pick in the Wilton Stakes. So it's a small field of 5, 135,000 on Friday, race number 4, right? Little disappointing to me, you know, the size of the fields and the competition and trainers having 2/3 of the field and stuff like that. So in this year's Wilton Stakes race number 4 on Friday, I'm going to do something a little cute. I'm going to take Louis Saez, the number 2 horse, Unsung Melody, and my 2nd pick will be the number 5 Randomized, right? So I'm not going to give you 3 horses in a 5-horse field. I'm just going to give you my top 2. 2-5 for us, Unsung Melody and Randomized, and of course Chad Brown has the number 4 horse Exceed. Probably the horses to beat are Chad Brown in here. But I'm going to lean to Louis Saez, very square price, I guess, at 5-1 by McLean Music. Maybe the horse can go gate the wire, okay? 2-5 for your Speed King, 4th race Friday at beautiful Saratoga, where apparently we can't get enough horses in the field. My name is Wayne Bolden. I am your Speed King. Let's get this Unsung Melody gate to wire, Louis. Stay classy, y'all. We're going to dial into Saturday races up at the Spa, for sure. Yeah, the Diana's got 5 horses in it, please.